Only 4 days ago, Shinzo Abe became Japan's longest-serving Prime Minister.
I needed to fight against the disease and to receive treatment. I wasn't really in the best of health, and I still had to make important political decisions. I couldn't make any mistakes. The public supported me, and I couldn't betray their confidence. I can't do this, and so I've decided not to continue as Prime Minister.
Mr. Abe's resignation was not entirely a bolt from the blue. He's lived with his chronic illness, ulcerative colitis, for a long time, and he was due to stand down at the end of his term in September next year. But it comes at a crucial moment for Japan. The country is not only dealing with COVID, it's working hard to make sure the delayed 2020 Olympics can go ahead in Tokyo next summer.
I really struggled to make this decision. There's been a downward trend in the number of infections since July, and going into the winter, it's necessary that new measures are taken. Therefore, new leadership is needed to address this challenge, and this is the only time when the change in leadership should happen.
Mr. Abe first became Prime Minister back in 2006, but resigned after a year because of his health. The Prime Minister's office may as well have had a revolving door back then. Japan had 13 Prime Ministers in 19 years before Mr. Abe returned in 2012. He then bucked that trend. His long tenure meant he could address a drifting Japanese economy with a program of reform that borrowed his name, Abenomics.
Using Abenomics, I will increase jobs and incomes.
At home, he also pursued controversial, more nationalistic policies, increasing defense spending and seeking to overhaul Japan's pacifist constitution. He also visited the Yakasuni Shrine, a memorial to Japan's war dead that includes convicted war criminals. That prompted outrage in other Asian countries, especially China. But Mr. Abe handled relations with other countries well in his globe-trotting diplomacy. He seemed to know just how to get along with other leaders. Japan's ancient traditions still endure. Now the question is whether Mr. Abe's legacy will. Whether Abenomics can continue without Abe. He has no clear successor. That revolving prime ministerial door might start spinning again. Tom Cheshire, Sky News.